Welcome to the App Showcase, where we review Microsoft-related apps primarily from the App Store, but also through trial versions. SV MacPack is a certified veteran-owned and HUBZone consulting firm supporting primarily the U.S. federal government. In support of our customers' need to do market research on apps such as these, we started recording our review of these apps. We hope these reviews help you as well. In this video, we're going to be doing an overview of the RSS feed apps we've found in the Microsoft Store. As always, I'm going to move fast, point out what I liked, things that might make me not recommend an app to a customer. I'm going to talk about all of the apps that we were going through. There's 7 of them, I believe. And our goal is to be as candid as we would be if just talking internally with our own team. Hopefully the review helps you and perhaps even helps the publishers as we talk about their apps. Let's go ahead and get started by just coming to this summary page. So these 8 apps, 8 of them, are the ones that we're reviewing. The first 2 are the same app, just one's with advertising and one's without. But I'm going to go through pretty quickly and talk to you about what's in here as an overview. And then I'm going to show you some of the pages from the App Store that we weren't even able to demo. So the first one is, the first one, ironically, is the only one we're recommending out of all 8 that you even bother downloading yourself and trying it out. We really liked it. It had multiple views or multiple feeds it could bring in. So it was a great viewer, RSS feed viewer. So go ahead and download that one and give it a shot. Watch the video if you want to learn more. On any of these, you can watch the video if you want to learn more. So then the next few that you see, it says not demoed at the end. And there's 4 of those, and all 4 of them, so that's bullet number 2, 3, 6, and 7. They weren't demoed, and the reason is because when you go to click on it, and I'll show you in a little bit, but when you click on it, it just won't let you download it. And I think these apps were just built a different way that when I try to download it, asks me for a username and a username. I put my username in, it says it can't be found. And of course, my username is valid because I'm actually in the store looking at it. So those, if you've watched my videos before, that's a deal breaker for me. If you make it hard for me to even look at or demo, then I'm not going to move forward with it. Hopefully the publishers will hear this and maybe just go fix that one little issue and let me know, and I'll review the app. So then if we go to bullet number 4, this RSS reader, it's based on the Google API or the Google Feed API, which doesn't really exist anymore, and so their entire app doesn't work. Don't bother. The next one, number 5, that RSS feeder, don't download it, and the reason we recommend not downloading it is because when you take a look at the video, you'll see, but it's basically an app that's built as a, I'd almost say it's a school app that was just built as a proof of concept to show that I can do an RSS feed, but it doesn't look good. There's nothing that you would want to show for your users or put it on the internet. So if you're not going to put it on the internet, then why bother even downloading it and having it? Now, if you're a developer and you just want to see how they did it, feel free. The next one, the last one I'll talk about is the YouTube feeds, bullet number 8. That one, I had a lot of high hopes for it. It was the only one I found on the Microsoft App Store for YouTube feeds. But it just did not work, and it was not intuitive at all. I got to tell you, I count myself as pretty competent in IT, right? And I could not even figure out where to put a URL to point to the feed to pull the YouTube video back. I'm going to feel really silly if somebody finds it. The video's there. That video is probably one of the longest videos because I told you about a quarter of the way to just stop watching, but I hung in there for the full 8 minutes and tried to figure it out, but I just couldn't figure it out. So let me go ahead and switch over to the 4 that we did not demo. I do want to just at least demo their page so you can see it and make kind of your own call. The first one is the RSS feed, this multiple feed pro. Based on their free version, I would recommend you see if you can download it on your own environment. If you can, I would still say it's worth it. But I didn't demo it, and I don't like it when you can't get access to it. But if I say get now, it just doesn't work. But I did want to highlight it briefly. It's got some great functionality right here. You can see the tabs across the top. That allows me to have multiple feeds coming in. That's beautiful. I can imagine it with some of my government customers where maybe I'm trying to track the Washington Post or New York Times or Wall Street Journal feeds about my organization. Well, that would be a pretty handy functionality. The rest of these pictures kind of just show the colors changing. You'll notice that it comes collapsed, but you can just hit the expand button here and it expands it so you can read it. It doesn't send you somewhere else. That's pretty handy. And the last picture I'll just show you, if they're showing it here, they're showing it as an app part, so you can put it right on your intranet page and it just becomes part of your page. I really like that. I wish it would have worked because I have high hope for Beyond Key Systems multiple viewer. Let's go ahead and go to the next one, which is the RSS Plus. This one is another one I couldn't download, so I'll just kind of walk through with you for a second. That it does have the different features that it looks at. It's interesting how it's pulling it from a RSS feed of SharePoint lists, and so this is a different type of app that would have been interesting to show. I do want to sit there and take a look at the review with you just to see if it's somebody who actually did it. The review was before it happened. And that review is just talking about that they like the previews, etc. Let's take a look at those pictures, and this is the last thing. So somebody was saying they liked this functionality. That's pretty straightforward functionality that if you hover, it pops out. I like that a lot too. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. So the next one's just pulling. This is pretty cool. I really like this. You're pulling, basically you're kind of doing it similar to what search is like now, and it pops it out. But this ability to see the document, some of the basic metadata. Here it's doing the same thing. It's just showing it with a spreadsheet. This one here is showing us how to configure it. And this last one is, so it's showing the app's activity. Nope, got to tell you, no idea what that one's showing. But there you go. That one's there. I would probably not even waste my time for my own customers because it hasn't been touched since 2014. This company is either not tracking this app anymore or they've moved on to bigger and better things, and this is just sitting on the store. I find that a lot on the Microsoft App Store, that there's old apps that just were there and they should be gone. So this next one, this one's pretty interesting. I actually might give them a second and play their video. Let's see what happens with their video so you can kind of see it. Well, it's too long for me.
Hi there, and welcome to the demo of our RSS viewer.
So I'm just going to pop through. They're talking about adding the app.
Just see all the.
So here they're showing how they're displaying it.
So in here, we can just paste in the XML, keep it as simple. We can also set the feed limit.
Okay, so that's all. I'm going to cancel it because that's all pretty straightforward stuff. I can probably show you with a picture. No, it doesn't show it. But this is how it's displaying, and this is fine. This is a good way to display it. It'd be nice to see if it had other options. But I love how it's integrated into the site as an app part. I'm personally really biased towards that compared to an app that takes me out of my intranet environment. This is what the users are used to, right? This quick launch, the global nav, etc. So, this 2013 app is pretty good. The problem I had, again, is I can't even get the free trial because it just doesn't let me continue. So let me go ahead and cancel that. I'm going to come over to the last one that we have here. And so this one here, it's $19.99. And a lot of these I see that it's like $19.99 for unlimited use. I'd be curious on how that works, whether they're just selling it for per use, per site collection, per farm, or per organization. But it doesn't look like it's ever been updated since it was dropped on the environment, on the App Store. I thought this was pretty neat that it had some optional footer information that you could put in there. Let's go ahead and take a look at our, one thing, yeah, they have no reviews, so I'm going to bypass that. We'll take a look at our pictures here. This is just interesting. It's the way they drop the date, the title, and the feed. This is nice. They're giving you different ways of looking at it, and that's really useful. I like that when you have it just right in an app. And changing the background colors, that's all really nice. I like that. They're integrating the pictures off to the side. That's interesting. So they have the pictures where they allow you to put it in different spots. I don't know if you're tracking that, but the picture can be to the left of the feed, or you can put the pictures bigger and to the right. That gives you a lot of functionality in the app. I wish I could have demoed this app. The one thing that they don't have, and I always wish people would put their pictures in here, is a picture of the configuration, but they don't have that. So let me go ahead and go back here to previous slide. So anyways, that's a recap. The videos are all going to be dropping. If you're watching this early, they're going to be dropping soon. But otherwise, you can see these videos for all of the apps except for the ones that I marked down as not able to demo. So bullets 2, 3, 6, and 7 are not there. But the other ones have videos. So I hope those help you. I hope you found this overview useful as you evaluate various apps available to you and your organization. Please provide me with feedback in the comments. Let me know how I can make the App Showcase channel and these reviews more useful to you. Feel free to even suggest apps we should review, and we'll work to get those on the schedule. Finally, if you found this review helpful, please share a note about it on one of the social media platforms. I'm your host, Neil McDonald with SV MacPack. I thank you for joining me today and hope you'll join me again for other reviews.